Welcome back to the End of Days Chronicles channel. If you've ever been curious about the origins of the unique physical features of Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, and other Asian populations, we're here to explore the biblical explanation for their ancestry and origins. Join us as we delve into the biblical accounts and uncover the ancient roots of Asian peoples. We appreciate your support, so please like and share our video to help our channel grow. Don't forget to leave a comment sharing your thoughts on the biblical origin of Asian peoples, particularly in relation to Genesis 10. Without further ado, let's dive into another video from our series that explores the origins of various peoples according to the Bible. Asian peoples have always fascinated us through their art, culture, and martial arts. However, their origin remains a question for many. According to the sacred scriptures of the Bible, there are references to the origin of Asian peoples that reveal their parentage and the source of their distinct characteristics. To understand the ancestral lineage of Asian peoples, it's important to explore the origin of the name Asia. In Greek mythology, Asia was the wife of Jades. Interestingly, there's a resemblance between the name Jades and Japheth, one of Noah's sons. Over time, fragments and traces of true biblical history have been preserved in various mythologies, passing down the names of Noah's wives and their 3 children. From this perspective, it is plausible to suggest that Japheth's wife likely had a name similar to Asia, which eventually gave rise to the Asian peoples. Linguistically, she might have been referred to as Hi-At or Japheth's wife. Thus, the origin of the Asian factor can be traced back to the wife of Japheth, who also gave birth to the European peoples. If you're interested in the origin of European peoples, we have a video on that topic, which you can find in the playlist linked in the description. Now that we've identified the ancestral mother of Asians, let's uncover the ancestral father. One of Japheth's sons or grandsons inherited the Asian ethnicity from Japheth's wife, and that individual is Gomer. Without a doubt, Gomer married one of his sisters to contribute to the growth of the world's population. Gomer's wife, inheriting the Asian factor from her grandmother Japheth's wife, played a vital role in passing down the distinctive characteristics to the Asian peoples. Gomer had 3 sons: Ash, the father of the Scandinavian and European people. Griffith is considered the father of the Celtic peoples in the Iberian Peninsula and other regions. On the other hand, Tarma is identified as the father of Asians and the ancestor of all Asians with distinct eye shapes. Interestingly, the name Tarma carries meanings in its etymology that reference dominance in ancient Assyrian, brokenness in Hebrew, and pulling or breaking in other languages. These subtle references allude to the distinctive feature of Asian peoples' eye shape. Thus, Tarma can be recognized as the father of Asian peoples. In the book of Ezekiel, it becomes even more evident that Tarma is the father of many peoples from the far north. The house of Tarma represents the descendants of Tarma, including the Chinese, Mongols, Japanese, Koreans, Turks, and other tribes. All these Asian peoples share the Asian ethnicity and the distinct eye shape. Genetic studies have confirmed that Asians and Europeans have a common ancestry, despite the geographical distance between them. Furthermore, the fair skin of Asians provides evidence of this kinship. Scientific research has also revealed that a particular Asian people, the Shungu, who inhabited the Asian steppes between the 7th and 8th centuries BC, have a portion of European DNA. Analysis of their mitochondrial DNA shows that they possessed about 88% Asian heritage and 12% European heritage. The Shungu serve as a genetic bridge between European and Asian peoples, emphasizing their shared ancestry. In conclusion, according to biblical accounts, Japheth's wife is considered the ancestral mother of Asians, while Gomer's grandson Tarma serves as their ancestral father. The Asian genetics were passed down from Japheth's wife to Tarma, who ultimately gave rise to the numerous Asian peoples belonging to various nations. This fulfills the prophecy of blessing given to Japheth, stating that his descendants would be numerous, multiplied, and of great stature. It is noteworthy that the most populous country in the world, China, aligns with the prophecy mentioned. Another figure mentioned in the Holy Scriptures is Sin, also known as Sai or synonym, which bears resemblance to several terms and names in Chinese cities, including the name China itself. In Hebrew, Sin is pronounced as Sin and can have meanings such as clay, peak, or mud. Some suggest it may also refer to the moon. Sin, the son of Canaan, was one of the 11 sons of Canaan, who, in turn, was the son of Ham, the son of Noah. Therefore, Sin was one of Noah's grandsons. Although not directly portrayed in the Bible, Sin is indirectly represented through his descendants known as the Sinites or Sinites. Interestingly, in Mesopotamian mythology, similar to Japheth in Greek mythology, Sin may have been incorporated over time as fragments of true biblical history. He was deified with the title of the God of Laws. In a hymn, it is stated that Sin established law and justice, being the lawgiver of the heavens and the earth. A remarkable connection arises from this, as some of Sin's descendants traveled to southern Arabia and settled in a region later known as Sinai. This led to a tradition associating Sinai as the origin of the law, possibly due to Sin's reputation as a great law codifier. This connection might explain why God chose Mount Sinai as the place to deliver the Ten Commandments. It is believed that the Sinites, the people of Sin, or the Chinese, originated from a coastal town north of Phoenicia called Sim. The Sinites were not among the Canaanite tribes mentioned in Joshua, which were commanded to be destroyed. This omission may be due to the prefix Sin referring to the Proto-Chinese settlement in the east or the lands of Shinar. According to ancient Jewish beliefs and traditions mentioned in the Book of Jubilees, it is believed that the curse of Canaan did not affect one of his sons, and Sin would be the ancestor of the ancient Proto-Chinese people. The Sinites or Sions. They did not inhabit the land of Canaan, which did not belong to them. The connection between Sin and the Chinese people is based on linguistic and historical speculations, as well as interpretations of ancient texts. It is important to note that these connections are not universally accepted and are subject to debate among scholars. Here are some key points. 1. Linguistic resemblance. One aspect that has been noted is the linguistic resemblance between the name Sin and several terms and names in Chinese, including the name China itself. In Hebrew, Sin is pronounced as Sin, which shares similarities with the Chinese term Sin or Zin, meaning new or fresh. However, it is important to exercise caution when drawing linguistic connections, as coincidental similarities can occur. 2. Sinites or Sinites. The descendants of Sin are referred to as the Sinites or Sinites in ancient texts. Some theories suggest that the Sinites or Sinites could be associated with the ancient Proto-Chinese people. However, the identification of the Sinites or Sinites with the Chinese people is speculative and lacks conclusive historical evidence. 3. Migration and settlement. It is theorized that some of Sin's descendants migrated and settled in regions that later became associated with the Chinese civilization. The mention of a coastal town north of Phoenicia called Sim has been connected to the origins of the Chinese people. However, the exact migration patterns and historical details remain unclear and speculative. 4. Mythological incorporation. Similar to other mythologies, ancient Chinese mythology may have incorporated figures or fragments of true biblical history over time. This could explain the presence of a figure resembling Sin in Chinese mythology, although the extent of this incorporation is uncertain. 5. Historical context. It is important to consider the historical context of ancient texts and the cultural and religious beliefs prevalent during those times. Interpretations and associations made between biblical figures and ancient civilizations should be approached with caution, as they can be influenced by cultural biases and religious perspectives. In summary, the connection between Sin and the Chinese people is based on linguistic resemblances, interpretations of ancient texts, and speculative theories. While these connections can be intriguing, they should be viewed as speculative and debated among scholars. The origins of the Chinese people are complex and influenced by various historical, cultural, and migratory factors. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.